welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Dchest, and if you are here on my channel for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell notification down below so that every time I post a video you'll be alerted first, and please don't forget to like and comment on my video. So welcome back. It's another day, another dollar day. Your boy Dchest is back in the building right now, giving you some good news, giving you some special news, updating you, entertaining you, and also educating you. So thank you, subscribe to get 30,000 subscribers. Okay, the first news that I have for you for today is that National Guidance and Religious Affairs Minister Godfrida Sumaili has advised youths to use correct channels to engage their political leaders and not abuse social media to disrespect and insult them. Reverend Sumaili says government has an open door policy and working with the youth is among the priorities as youths are the future leaders of the country. She says the youths should never resort to protest or demonstrations to air grievances, but it must embrace dialogue. Reverend Sumaili has also appealed to politicians who may be using the youth to insult leaders to stop misleading the youths, but guide them correctly. She says all Zambians have a responsibility to protect the country's peace. Speaking during a media briefing in Lusaka today, the minister expressed gratitude to all Zambians for their contribution to peace and unity. Reverend Sumaili said, according to the 14th Global Peace Index (GPI), Zambia has been ranked as the fourth most peaceful nation in Africa because Zambians embrace one another through coexistence, patriotism and sustainable development. She has further reminded Zambians not to abuse the country's peace through hate speech, lawlessness and abuse of social media. Reverend Sumaili said government remains democratic and thrives on the tolerance of diverse views and opinions of leaders and citizens for continued good governance. The other news that I have for you for today is that Protect Respect Office of the President. A consortium of political parties and non-governmental organizations have called on law enforcement agencies to enforce the law that protects the office of the president and the person who occupies it. Consortium spokesperson Spooky Maremwa says President Edgar Lungu deserves respect from every citizen regardless of their ethnic background, political or religious affiliation. Mr. Maremwa says it is worth noting that respect is both a virtue and value everyone must strive to practice. He has told ZNBC News in a statement that disrespect of nation leaders and elderly in society is not only alien to the African culture, but un-Zambian, but also unacceptable in a Christian nation like Zambia. Mr. Maremwa said the consortium has noted with grave concern that some craggy politicians and tradition leaders in an alliance with media outlets hostile to government are the ones attacking the head of state. He urged those abusing the freedom of expression and the media by persistently attacking the character of the President Edgar Lungu to desist from doing so. The other news that I have for you for today is the latest update about Chellah Tukuta's arrest. So Bifro had posted on his Facebook page saying, although police bond was not granted last evening, the police and the lawyer cooperated very well yesterday. His mother finally got to visit him during yesterday's final visiting hour, which is 16 to 17 hours. He is still at Lusaka Central Police, where warn and caution will be done today. He has not yet been formally charged. So according to the statement that has been put out by Bifro, it seems like Chellah Tukuta has not yet been charged, but he is being warned and cautioned by the police. He has not yet been charged, so which simply means that Chellah Tukuta might be out very soon because he is being warned and cautioned by the Zambia police. The main news that I have for you for today is that the Nigerian High Commissioner to Zambia says it is doing everything to ensure that Andrew Ejimadu's attack on President Edgar Lungu and government come to an end. This follows a petition by Patriotic Front PF National Youth Chairman Kelvin Sampa and 10 other provincial youth chairpersons to the Nigerian High Commission over Ejimadu, popularly known as Prophet Siawan. In a letter dated June 15, 2020 to Mr. Sampa and signed on behalf of the High Commissioner by Abbas Abdalhai, the High Commission acknowledged receipt of the letter written against Mr. Ejimadu. The High Commission has also assured the PF Kasama Central Member of Parliament that all the concerns have been noted.
One has really been brought to a place where the government says this is the guy who was behind it and this is what we have done to him. Where it's the fires at City Market and Comesa Market, they told us it was us, the opposition, who did that. Today, it's several years later, it's quiet. So when a government begins to keep quiet, when people are asking, what is happening with the youth is a natural development. They're going to say, okay, you don't want to talk. We are going to up opposition. And this has nothing to do with opposition parties. This just has to do with young people saying, this is our nation, it's our future. So I think they need to be brave.
Is it also lazy? Sorry, is it also lazy or a typical response by this government? I don't mean all government, but by this government, to simply imply that those young people, any young person who decides to rise up and start questioning, that they're being funded by political parties?
That comes from the old politics of Soviet Union. It has nothing to do with reality. When my son becomes dissatisfied because I'm not doing my part in paying his fees and buying his uniforms and starts to really raise his voice on, Dad, I can't just, this is not what happened, I need to go to school. I cannot say you are being sponsored by my neighbor because I know my neighbor is jealous of me and he has given you some money. No. That's an insult to the next generation. These guys, these young people have reasons why they are asking those questions. They cannot do it on behalf of a political party. They do it on their own behalf. And the sooner the government recognizes that, they'll be fighting the real battle instead of perceived battles. What is happening in Zambia, I can assure the government, this is real stuff happening. This is coming from the hearts of Zambian people. And it's best for them to start to respond from their hearts. You know, I say sometimes that government should judge itself as to its relevance or acceptability by, for instance, saying, if President Lungu and his government could imagine to govern this country for 1 month without the police and the army, how would they manage this country in terms of winning the hearts of the people that the peace is there? Because if you can't imagine for 1 month running this country without the police, then you are a good leader. But if you can't run this country except you invoke the police or unleash the police on the citizens, then you are not a successful leader per se. And so this dependence on the police to police the people every day and lock up, opposing voices every day, it's a sign of weakness and not a sign of strength of a government. And so I hope that our colleagues going to realize that the way to turn this thing around is to release people to speak freely. If Nevers Mumba goes to ZNBC, don't arrest him. He doesn't have any history of creating trouble. Just talk to him. If he's upset about something, sit him down. He's your citizen. He may be an opposition leader, but he's under your leadership as the government place. Talk to him, and he's going to talk back to you. And I think we need to grow up and allow ourselves to be challenged. And that's really what makes good.
I like what you say, that we need to allow ourselves to be challenged, because sometimes it does feel like, and even, for example, this march that young people want to have, that people keep calling illegal, even though there's nothing illegal about a march, because you're essentially expressing your freedom. But even that, protesting, voicing out, that's alien, because it's happened before, in a way. It hasn't happened in a very long time. Maybe not before.
Protest.
Yes, to protest. In a very long time, people haven't galvanized. There hasn't been this sort of galvanizing of voices to say there's something very wrong, and we are unhappy, and we want to show you that we're unhappy.
Yeah.
And this is new for everybody.
Yeah, it is new.
Yeah.
And that's why the government is tripping on it. They're tripping over it because they are interpreting it as an illegal, violent rising up against I'm seeing words that I used to read about from the from Eastern Europe, of saying that trying to topple
Yes.
a democratically elected government. Come on, that's not what a protest is all about. No, absolutely not. A protest is like whatever chikamoneka. Find out that these white people are not listening to us and we are not going to get our freedom. So she says, "Okay, Fula," and she strips off her clothes. That's a protest because it goes deeper than just talking. And they cannot say, we are going to arrest you for in this. They can do that if they want, but they have to deal with the reason why she has stripped. And I'm not encouraging anybody to get on the street stripping, but I'm just saying that there are different ways of expressing your dissatisfaction.